You know that feeling when your brain won't shut up about the same thing over and over? For some people, it's a catchy song or an embarrassing memory. For you, it's business ideas, revenue models, and the fantasy of hitting it big. Imagine you're at a family dinner and someone innocently asks how your week went. Do you tell them about the normal stuff, or do you launch into a 20-minute monologue about your latest app concept that's definitely going to disrupt the entire industry? We both know which one happens. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your friends have started checking their phones the moment you mention your business ideas. Your family has developed a sixth sense for when you're about to pivot the conversation toward entrepreneurship. They've heard the pitch so many times they could probably present it themselves. But here's what makes it even stranger. You can't stop even when you see their eyes glaze over. It's like watching yourself from outside your body, knowing you should change the subject, but the words just keep coming. One more detail about the marketing strategy. One more statistic about market size. One more comparison to a unicorn startup. The really successful ones aren't much better off, by the way. That billionaire tech founder everyone admires, their spouse has probably sat through 1,000 dinners where dessert got interrupted by a sudden epiphany about user acquisition costs. Their kids have learned that family time means dad's physically present but mentally calculating compound annual growth rates. There's actually a term floating around Silicon Valley for this phenomenon, though it's not in any medical journal. They call it founder brain, that constant state of seeing every conversation, every experience, every random observation as a potential business opportunity. It's exhausting to witness, and apparently even more exhausting to experience. Think about what's really happening in your mind during these moments. You're not just thinking about business, you're rehearsing your future success story. Every time you explain your vision to someone who didn't ask, you're essentially practicing your future TED Talk or investor pitch. It's like shadow boxing, except your sparring partner is your patient but weary loved ones. The irony gets thicker when you consider the gap between ambition and achievement. When you're already successful, people at least have evidence that your obsession produces results. When you're still grinding toward that first big win, you're essentially asking everyone to believe in a highlight reel that hasn't been filmed yet. Your brain has turned into a 24/7 idea factory that never clocks out. Shower thoughts aren't about what to have for dinner. They're about whether a subscription model or freemium approach makes more sense. Insomnia isn't caused by stress about normal things. It's because you just thought of the perfect tagline at 2 a.m. and now you're wide awake workshopping variations. Here's where the psychology gets interesting. That inability to turn it off, it's not actually about business at all. It's about identity. You've wrapped so much of who you are into this future version of yourself, the successful entrepreneur, that talking about it becomes a way of trying to make that identity real. Every conversation about your business ideas is a small act of manifestation. Like if you describe the destination vividly enough, you'll actually arrive there. It's why you keep talking even when the social cues scream, "Please stop." Silence feels like giving up on the dream. The successful entrepreneurs who've made their millions and billions, they've proven the identity is real, but now they can't separate themselves from it. They've spent so many years being the founder that they don't know how to just be a person having a normal conversation. The hustle became the personality. There's this moment that happens at parties when someone asks what you do. Normal people say their job and move on. You say what you're building, and suddenly it's not small talk anymore. It's your entire elevator pitch, complete with market analysis. The person asking was just being polite. You treated it like a Barbara Corcus walked into the room. Your friends have probably developed coping strategies by now. They've learned to nod at strategic intervals, drop in encouraging sounds, and guide you toward literally any other topic when they sense an opening. It's become a collaborative performance where everyone's pretending the 10,000th iteration of your startup idea is just as fascinating as the first. But what makes you keep going despite the obvious social fatigue you're causing? Simple. You're terrified that if you stop talking about it, you'll stop believing in it. The constant verbalization is a form of self-hypnosis, a way to keep the fire burning when external validation is scarce and progress feels glacial. The truly strange part is that this obsession can coexist with total inaction. You can spend hours explaining your business model to anyone who will listen, while simultaneously avoiding the actual work of building it. Talking becomes a substitute for doing, a way to feel productive without risking failure. Meanwhile, the people around you are stuck in this weird position. They want to support you, they really do, but they also want to have one conversation that isn't about your projected revenue in year 3. They're caught between encouraging your dreams and preserving their own sanity. Some of them secretly wonder if you'll ever actually do it, or if this is just going to be your thing forever. That guy who's always about to launch something, always one breakthrough away, perpetually on the verge of making it happen. They don't say it out loud because they're not cruel, but the thought crosses their minds during your longer monologues. The billionaires have a different problem, but it's cut from the same cloth. They've achieved the success you're chasing, but now they can't experience anything without filtering it through a business lens. A vacation isn't relaxation, it's an opportunity to scope out emerging markets. A hobby isn't enjoyment, it's potential angel investment territory. There's this addiction to the game itself that transcends the money. Once you've trained your brain to constantly optimize, strategize, and monetize, it doesn't have an off switch. You've basically turned yourself into a machine that converts all inputs into business outputs, and machines don't take vacations. Your family members have learned to detect the telltale signs, the faraway look in your eyes during conversations, the sudden tangents that somehow always circle back to entrepreneurship, the way you perk up when anyone mentions a problem. Because problems are just opportunities waiting for a business solution. They love you, but they also really miss when you used to talk about other things. Remember when you had opinions about movies that weren't related to their marketing budgets or distribution strategies? When you could discuss a restaurant without immediately calculating their unit economics? The mental math never stops running in the background. Gross margins, customer acquisition costs, runway, burn rate. It's like having a financial calculator permanently installed in your consciousness. Even your dreams have started featuring cap tables and term sheets. Here's the kicker. You know you're doing this. You're completely aware that you've become that person. Yet knowing it and stopping it are two entirely different challenges. The awareness makes you feel guilty, but the compulsion remains stronger than the guilt. The successful ones eventually build teams and pay people to listen to their ideas, employees, advisors, board members. It's socially acceptable in those contexts. You're still pre-success, so you've essentially turned your social circle into an unpaid advisory board that never agreed to the position. What's happening isn't actually about business at all. It's about becoming someone different from who you are right now. The constant talking is a bridge between your current self and your imagined future self. You're speaking your transformation into existence, one unwilling audience member at a time. But here's the truth nobody mentions. Even when you make it, even when the millions start flowing in, that voice in your head doesn't congratulate you and retire. It just sets a new goal, finds a new mountain to climb, identifies the next disruption. Success doesn't cure the obsession, it just validates it. So you're stuck in this loop whether you succeed or not. The chase never ends because the finish line keeps moving. Your friends and family signed up to know you, but they got a walking business plan instead. And somewhere deep down, you wonder if you've forgotten how to be anything else. That's the real cost of this particular obsession. Not the time, not the risk, not even the social awkwardness. It's the slow erosion of the parts of yourself that existed before you decided to become an entrepreneur. Those parts are still in there somewhere, but they're really hard to hear over the constant buzz of business thoughts. The next time you're at dinner and feel the urge to launch into your pitch, maybe try this experiment. Don't. Just sit with the discomfort of staying silent about your ideas for one meal. Notice how hard it is. That difficulty tells you everything you need to know about how deep this thing goes. And maybe that's the real story here, not about business or success at all, but about what we're willing to sacrifice to become who we think we need to be.